Okay, this is Michael with Tactical Marketing Labs, and we have Dana and Kristen here, and today we're going to talk about 3 quick and easy ways to grow your business with Facebook. As business owners and managers, we hear every day how we need to be using social media to grow our businesses. While most of us have flocked to one channel or another, many are missing out on the true potential of social media by not taking a few basic steps. So today we'll talk about using Facebook in the areas of promotion, service, and business intelligence for growing your business. Facebook gives restaurants some unique tools for achieving these objectives. In the area of promotion, finding new customers through promotion is essential to any business, but keeping existing customers and keeping them happy over the long term is of equal, if not greater, importance. We all know the value of word-of-mouth marketing. When it comes to service, the best way to achieve high customer retention rates is to provide solid service that resolves problems and answers questions in a timely manner. Another big issue for the hospitality industry is that it's often difficult to efficiently monitor customer service across multiple locations. Facebook is unique in the way it allows business owners and managers to engage customers in an online audience, resolve these issues in real time, and learn how to improve service overall. And finally, intelligence. In listening to your customers online and joining the conversation, you can learn much about how to improve your products and service offering, and much more. Let's explore these areas in more detail. When we look at promotion, we find that it's really obvious that you can promote your business through Facebook and your Facebook page. So let's look at some tips that are really key to promotion and engagement, the basics that many people know about, but some of us aren't managing as well as we could. So the first rule of promotion is response. You must respond once engaged. You want all of your customers to know that you're engaged too. Even if it's the most simple of plans, establish a social media calendar to schedule how often you intend to communicate and respond on schedule. It might be as simple as twice a day. Maybe you start out with 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the late afternoon, but schedule that time, set aside the time and do it. You want, if you're worried about time, the Facebook mobile app allows you to manage this task from your smartphone or just about anywhere it's convenient. So in responding, you want to be sure to answer questions that address the concerns of your audience and acknowledge when people take the time to post on your page. And we've got an example here in the slide with Brother Jimmy's Barbecue. They've announced a 2-for-1 barbecue and beer night on Wednesday. It's a special at 7 p.m. Their customer has responded and said they can't go tonight or even next week, but they want to know if it's a regular thing. The customer responds and says, yes, it is. Come check us out when you can. So they haven't responded very quickly, but they have gotten back in touch with the customer within 24 hours of least. Ideally, you'd want to keep that window down to 3 to 4 hours. You could follow that up in 30 minutes or more, but start with something you can deal with and go from there. So the second issue we were going to talk about, or second rule of promotion, is to show off your specialty menu items and events with photos. What better way to get people thinking about your menu than a few pictures and an announcement of a special or a morning treat? So you can post pictures on your page to get people talking about your restaurant when they're deciding where to go for lunch or dinner. So we've got an example here of Hill Country Chicken. They're showing off their morning biscuits. So this way their followers are, they're at top of mind when their followers are thinking about where to go the next morning. So once again, simplicity is key. A few shots with your smartphone can quickly be uploaded via mobile, and it won't take much of your day. So the third rule is consistency. You want to be sure that all of your managers and employees are up to speed with your online promotions offline. You don't want people to get answers on Facebook and then hear a different story when they show up for dinner. It can be really hard to maintain this communication at times, especially if you've got different locations, different hours, and so on. But it's important to stay in the loop and make sure that the information put out by your restaurant is accurate and consistent across all platforms. We've got an example of a Waffle House that goes into detail about a special at one of their locations, and someone has responded and talks about how they didn't see anything like that at the downtown location. So consistency is key here, otherwise you'll have frustrated customers. And finally, Facebook ads. We all know that advertising is a critical part of for our business, and it's very expensive. With Facebook ads, for as little as $5 a day, you can easily launch a Facebook ad campaign. The ads dashboard will simply walk you through the process. And there are some amazing targeting options there, like lifestyle, demographics, and location targeting. For instance, if you want to target customers that live within 5 or 10 miles or a close drive for lunch to your restaurant, you can target those individuals. You can even target those who like competitors or the type of food or a happy hour or something like that. So that gives you the way to make sure that you show up in front of those customers. So anyway, that's a little bit about the rules of promotion we find that are key to your success with Facebook. So Dana's going to talk a little bit now about improving customer service and retention.
All right, so before we move on to customer service, which is our second step for using Facebook to grow your business, I'm going to talk about the top 5 myths of social media, and these are excuses that businesses like yours might use to avoid using social media. So the first excuse is that my customers aren't on social media, but we should all know by now that that's not true. Facebook accounts for 1 out of every 5 page views on the internet. And in the U.S., 73% of the population is on Facebook monthly. And better than that, 62% of Facebook users between the ages of 35 and 54 like a brand on Facebook. And this can always be your company. So your customers are definitely engaged on social media, and it's a marketing space that you really can't ignore. So the second myth is believing that the impact of social media can't be measured. In fact, there are several different ways that are simple so that you can measure engagement metrics, and most of these, if not all, are tracked via Facebook Insights. So you can measure things such as likes, comments, shares, page views, and if you have Facebook ads, like Michael mentioned a few minutes ago, you can track metrics such as conversion rates and cost per conversion. And a conversion can be anything that you want it to, whether it's them just simply clicking on your ad and being directed to your Facebook page or to your website. A conversion can, again, like I said, be whatever you want it to be, whatever in particular you want to measure. And the third excuse to avoiding social media is saying that I don't have the time needed to manage social media. In fact, measuring a Facebook page, it absolutely does not have to be a 24/7 job. You just need to set aside the time. Making a schedule and being consistent is going to make these efforts rewarding. Whether you start with 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, or if you can set aside 30 minutes at 2 points during the day, that's a good starting place. So the fourth myth is that having a presence on social media will only lead to negative comments. And you're never going to avoid negative comments altogether, but the good certainly outweighs the bad. Brands are 1.5 times more likely, or 50% more likely, to say that mentions of their brand name and status updates are always positive rather than negative, mixed, or of neutral sentiment. And you're also giving your most loyal fans a place to advocate for you because you're providing them this platform. And what's really great is that in the hospitality industry, 34% of customers are turning to social media first for customer service. So it's really essential to have a presence where your consumers are going, especially if this is where they're going first to attempt to contact you. You need to make sure that you're available at that contact point. And being transparent and responsive are extremely important, being honest and timely with your response. And timely, like we were saying earlier, if you can respond in 24 hours, that's a great place to start. And then making it more consistent, maybe responding then within 12 hours or 8 hours would be a goal for you to move towards. And finally, the last excuse is that social media is hard. And it doesn't really have to be hard. As we keep saying, you can schedule the time, make it a habit, and make your social media page, your Facebook page, work hard for you. So now we're going to move on further into customer service, and you'll see that this kind of reflects back to that myth number 4, which is having a presence on social media will only lead to negative comments. So that'll have kind of an impact on where customer service plays a part on your Facebook page. So we all know that customer service in the hospitality industry can be very tricky because the customer, after all, their experience and their satisfaction is what's driving your business. And some of the problems that currently exist with customer service are lengthy resolution procedures, lack of accountability for customer service representatives, and dated systems like comment boxes and recorded phone systems. So these kinds of things will just lead to more frustration for your consumers, and you could possibly lose them for good. So a fix that Facebook provides for this is that you're giving your consumers an easy and convenient way to contact you where they want to contact you. The response is fast, and it's more personable than a pre-recorded message or a template response that you can copy and paste. So again, we want to remember that transparency and responsiveness are key, and you must be honest and timely. So start with that 15 minutes in the mornings and 15 minutes again in the evening, and respond to as many comments as you can, whether they're positive or negative. So we'll look at the Jimmy John's example here on the right really quickly. And in this case, a consumer expressed a concern, and within 12 hours, Jimmy John's replied so that they could regain the trust of this customer and make sure that the problem was resolved as effectively as possible. And so we'll move on. And another benefit of using Facebook for customer service is, again, that you're letting your consumers advocate for you. So consumers will, if they're loyal fans, will often go to bat for your company to help protect your reputation, but don't take that as meaning that you don't have to respond to an original complaint. You should always follow up with consumers if they have a concern, even if you have other consumers that are saying, you know what, maybe it really isn't your company's fault, but you always want to make sure that you're doing right by your consumers to make sure that they're happy in the end. And so, in summary, I hope that you kind of understand what the benefits are of using Facebook for customer service, but maybe you're wondering, how do you really manage your page for this purpose? So again, respond to as many comments as possible, both positive and negative. Do it timely so that you have a schedule, you're sticking to it, you're making it a habit, and it'll get easier as you go. And again, be honest and assign responsibility to your employees or your customer service representatives so that they feel some kind of engagement with the consumer and they're really concerned about resolving the issues. And so now I'm going to pass off to Kristen, who's going to talk about our third Facebook step, which is business intelligence.
Okay, I'm just going to go over a little bit about business intelligence and Facebook. It is amazing how many insights and how much research you can actually pull off of Facebook, and this is all free to you. And even just listening will give you a lot of options, and you could possibly find some needs that you never knew existed among your current customers or future customer base. You can even ask general questions. You don't have to be a rocket scientist in order to put out questions out on Facebook for your post. Like you'll see up in the corner with Domino's Pizza in Canada, they simply put out the question, what music did you listen to on the way to work this morning? This has nothing to do with pizza, but as you can see, they received over 26 comments just on people wanting to share what they listened to on the way to work this morning. And while this may not directly affect your pizza business, it could also lead to some insights in terms of what kind of music you should play whenever you have it open, or just a general idea of what kind of comments your customer base is going to want to make. So next up, we'll talk a little bit about research. There are quite a few different options that you can use on Facebook for finding out different needs from your customers. As you'll see here, we use the example of Pizza Hut. Up in the corner to the left, their status says topping throwdown, Italian sausage versus ham. Tell us your choice in the comments. Okay, just for that question alone, they received over 1,000 comments, whether they liked sausage or ham. And in this box, you can easily then identify what's popular from your customer base. This might give you an idea to use some promotions in the future. You might be able to create some sort of promo code on Facebook or just even on your own website to increase people going out there to order sausage if that's their favorite. Or you might even find an insight that you hadn't thought of. Maybe Canadian bacon all of a sudden becomes the clear winner. And so you might want to put up some sort of promotion using Canadian bacon for that next week. And so in the right-hand corner, you'll see that this is actually a polling option that Facebook offers, and it's very easy to use. And they simply threw out the question, which would you eat first out of your $10 dinner box? Appetizer, dinner, or dessert. So as you can see below, they offer breadsticks, pizza, and cinnamon sticks as options inside this dinner box. And the cinnamon sticks is the clear loser. So what you could gather from this insight is that maybe the next time you do a $10 dinner box promotion, maybe you don't need dessert. Or they also have a Hershey's chocolate Dunkers dessert. So maybe your fans or customers are more of a chocolate type person. You might want to consider putting that in your box the next time. So you'll just want to continue asking questions on Facebook, and you'll just want to listen and look at that feedback you get. So Subway took it one step further, and they created their own app on Facebook. This goes beyond the basics, but this is just something that you could look forward to doing in the future. So they created what they call the Flavorizer. So breakfast is pretty new to Subway, so they kind of created this app in order to find out what their customers are wanting out of their breakfast sandwiches. And as you can see in the lower left, Raphael chose a mind-blowingly toasterific steak, egg, and cheese sandwich. And Paul also chose a super scrumtacular steak, egg, and cheese sandwich. Both of these, steak, egg, and cheese. So an insight you might draw is that looks like your breakfast customers are looking for something with steak in it. So you might be able to put in some sort of promotion there, or even on your website, creating some sort of coupon they can use when they bring into the stores. So that was just an overview of some easy and basic ways that you can go ahead and start using Facebook today. Remember to listen and engage. Using some of the basic strategies we've discussed today, you can begin creating your own social media strategy and growing your restaurant. Don't forget to join in on the conversation, set up a schedule, and just start with 15 minutes a day can quickly get you the results you're looking for. If a customer is unhappy, you can easily respond and resolve any issues. It will help your customers feel closer to you and that they're really listening, and that you're really listening to them. So if you enjoyed today's presentation, please look for our upcoming webinar on email marketing. We'll be sending out an email soon for dates and times. And if you want to learn more about Tactical Marketing Labs, please go out to our website at tacticalmarketinglabs.com, and you can also enter to win a free account with us. Next up, we'd like to see if there are any questions out there for us. Thank you.